Hello and welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about something that's not so pleasant when it happens. Today I want to talk to you about failures and what to do when you have a failure. I don't know about you, but when I experience failure, it really is very unpleasant, very uncomfortable, depending on what the failure was, right? Because we begin to self-doubt, we begin to question a lot of things about ourselves, right? Whether the failure was little or the failure was big. And I think probably the bigger the failure, the more we really question ourselves. And so what I want to do today is I want to give you 4 questions that you can ask yourself when you experience failure. Because I think the biggest thing about failure is really becoming resilient. We want to be sure that we bounce back from that failure. And the better questions that we ask ourselves when we do have failure or a setback, the better we're going to be resilient. And whenever failure does come, we're going to be able to manage it a lot better instead of shrinking into self-pity and self-doubt. These are questions that you can ask yourself. So question number 1 is, where did things get off track? Ask yourself, where really did things get off track? And, for this, you're really going to have to spend some time. You're going to really, just really think about the process that you went through and think about, where did it really get off track? At what moment did it go off track? Question number 2 is, what things influenced this decision, right? When things went off track, what was it that influenced that decision? What affected it? Was it something that you read, something that you heard, something that somebody said? What really influenced that decision, right? Because that's going to give you some insight so that you can move forward in the next the next endeavor that you're working towards. Question number 3 is, what learning can you take away from this situation? And a lot of times what happens is, yes, we learn from our mistakes, right? We learn what not to do. However, I want to challenge you to think about what strengths showed up in this situation. So maybe you had a harder time, doing something, getting started or in the middle. And what were some of the strengths that showed up for you? So what are you taking away? What's your learning from this situation? And question number 4 is, what are some action steps that you can take so that you can start to move forward in a positive direction? What are those action steps that you're going to take that from this failure, from this moment where you are right now, that you can start to move in a positive direction? And I think if you ask yourself these 4 questions, you're more likely to look at the failure in a way that is really going to expand you, that's really going to grow you, instead of shrinking you and providing all that self-doubt that's going to be in your brain, that's going to be yucky, and also in your heart, right? And that's something that we don't ever want to continue to have. So really, really accept that failure, and by accepting doesn't mean that you embrace it, right? All it is you recognize it, you accept it, and then you can ask yourself those 4 questions so that you can move forward from there. So I hope these 4 questions have helped you, and who knows, maybe from that failure, you're gonna bounce back to something absolutely even better than you thought that you were gonna have. So have a wonderful day, and remember, if you like my videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned, more videos to come.